What the heck? Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's show. I am your host, Jay Loner Sr. And before we get into today's show, let's take a quick second, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, share this at to your friends and family members, and let them know to hit like and subscribe at Pot of Coffee 1203 on YouTube and on X. And now that that little bit of business is out of the way, let's get into today's show. Today, we will be diving into the quarterback market for the NFL. Now, a lot of people are like, why are we going to get into the quarterback market? There's a lot of quarterbacks out there, but there's not a lot of teams that are looking for a quarterback. But I guess I want to bring to the stage first, okay? So just give me a second because I have to, uh, and I haven't loaded it up yet from the drive. So now I have to go in here and do that. But what about is the franchise quarterback, okay? So first thing we have to do is we have to know what the definition of a franchise quarterback is. Okay. So that's where we're going to start. One second. I know on the screen, but I can't read it, so I have to blow it up because I don't have contacts in today, y'all. I know I'm slipping, and it doesn't hurt my eyes not to be wearing them, but it is what it is. All right. An NFL franchise quarterback is the cornerstone of a team's offense, viewed as a long time term starter, 5 or more years, around whom the organization builds its roster and scheme. That's the very first thing that's important. Okay, roster and scheme. This is where your GM and your head coach have to be on the same accord. They can't be doing this over here and then doing this over here. The left hand has to know what the right hand is doing in order for you to build an organizational roster moving forward for the next 5 years. Excuse me. Now, the average NFL player is 4 years, 3 months. Okay. So you can do this if you do it right. But a lot of people are saying, a lot of the national media are saying you have to have your quarterback before everything else. I don't necessarily agree with that. And this is why I tell you why I don't agree with that statement. Is because you have a franchise quarterback, but you don't have a left tackle or a right tackle or a center or number one receiver or number two receiver or a running back that can run downhill. You see what I'm saying? There's so many things that you need to be around the quarterback for the quarterback to perform at the highest, the most elite level. Now, yes, there are some don't get me wrong, there are some quarterbacks out there that can come in and help change things. But let's see. Take the Cleveland Browns, for instance, okay? Yes, the Cleveland Browns. They were one of the worst ranked offenses of all season. I think, I do believe that they ranked somewhere in the 31st or 32nd in offensive production. I know they were the 31st worst or 32nd worst offensive line. See, that matters a lot because if you don't have time to throw, you can't work the ball down the field. See, everybody thinks that, okay, you get the ball. Say you're under center, right? You get the ball. Height, you get the ball. Now you have a 3-step, a 5-step, a 7-step, and a 9-step drop. The 3-step drop is your spot route, your sit route, your quick slants, your quick outs, your speed outs. Okay. Your 5-step drops are uh, your skinny post, your in route, your in breaking routes, uh, your over routes from a bunch formation, uh, comeback routes, corner routes, or angle routes. Your 7th step drops are more of your over routes. You're deeper down the field. Your 7, 8, 9 routes. Okay, those are deeper down the field, and then your 9 route is basically your Hail Mary ball. Everybody's all go straight nines. Okay, 9, 9, 9 across the board. All hell breaks loose. Okay, so and then you also have pocket movement. You have to get your quarterback. Don't have him sitting on the same spot throwing the ball. You have to move it left, move it right a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, now there's another part of this. There it is. Okay, hold on. I gotta bring that part up too because I only brought the first part. I didn't read. I'm gonna go back to it because that one other thing brought up. When I get finished with that, I can just go ahead and jump into the that's the one. I just had that one up. Hold on. I know this is struggle streaming at its finest, y'all. Please, 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 I will do better. I was supposed to today, and I do jump in or not, so I got my ear for that little bell. So if we do, then we'll jump onto that. But I won't tell you who this person may or may not be because then it wouldn't be a surprise, right? All right, this is the second part, right? Or is this still the first part? I can't see. I need to blow it up. Okay, it's still the first part. All right. They are rare, elite, and often top 10 draft picks or high salary players. Now, see, that's where it gets to misleading right there is that top 10 draft pick because I know a lot of top 10 draft picks that weren't franchise players or quarterbacks. Keely Smith, Jamarcus Russell, um, Zach Wilson, until recently, Sam Darnold, but everybody. See, we got to be quick. We got to stop being so quick to write off quarterbacks for 1 or 2 seasons because you got to remember the system they're coming into might not be the system they ran in college. Just because a guy had one day of great throws, for instance, Zach Wilson, his pro day, he had a good pro day. I don't think it was that great, but hey, it is what it is. I'm not an NFL scout, and there's a lot of NFL scouts that shouldn't be NFL scouts either. That's just me. Because there's no way in hell you can tell me that Zach Wilson or Jamarcus Russell or Anthony Richardson. Well, Anthony Richardson. Let's just take Anthony Richardson. What's the boy that Tennessee got a couple years ago? That did the mayonnaise commercials. Oh, what's his name? I can see him. I can see his face, but I just can't pick his name. Oh man, I gotta get on the phone and check it out. So please, uh, Will Levis. Will Levis. All right, in 2023. All right. Zach Wilson, Will Levis, and Anthony Richardson each probably started 14 to 15, 16 games. That's one season. That's one season in college with bowl game or playoff run. Okay. Because the college season is only 12 games. And we all know this. But they want to keep telling you, because he threw a ball 60 yards in the air. Okay. How many times are you going to throw the ball 60 yards in the air in an NFL game? Honestly. Once, maybe twice in a game. Once, maybe twice. 60 yards in the air. See, people don't realize how far 60 yards in the air is. That's pretty far, y'all. You know, with somebody breathing down your neck. Anyway, let's go down to team characteristics and definitions. The team centerpiece piece. A player organization has hit their wagons, often defined by a massive contract extension following their rookie deal. See, Now, it's funny. They say that this term doesn't come until after your rookie deal, which is usually after your 4th year. They extend you because they have you for 5 years. So after 3 or 4 years, they can extend you. But most teams want to take it to the end of that rookie year deal and then extend you. Okay. Or even franchise you because that means they can get you for 6 to 7 years. Cheap. Cheap. Okay. So following their rookie deal. So tell me, how can you say that Tyler Shuck or Jackson Dart is the franchise quarterbacks when they just came out? So just because somebody says, hey, that's our quarterback going into the season, okay, cool. He's got to keep the job. And now everybody wants to bring up this Malik Willis thing. Why are you going to pay $25 to $30 million for a quarterback where you're already paying $46 million to one that's already on your roster? And the $25 to $30 million quarterback that you're going to be paying, Malik Willis, if you go after him, is not even better than your second string quarterback, who is $46 million, Deshaun Watson. So what are we talking about? Please, somebody out there, if you believe today, that Malik Willis is better than Deshaun Watson, please show it to me. Because even to Achilles, I think Malik is not better than Deshaun in the market. See, everybody's going to have to come to the realization that Deshaun Watson is not going to be as mobile with his legs as he was a few years ago. Okay? Because of age and of injury. He's had 2 surgeries on his Achilles. I've never had Achilles surgery before, but I've had a knee surgery. I've never had Achilles surgery, and that has to hamper your speed. Just think about your Greek mythology and stuff. Mercury was running around, and they cut his Achilles. Why? Because they couldn't slow him down no other way. He was able to run his messages, but not as with the speed he had. So what I'm saying to say that is, Deshaun Watson is going to be able to move. I'm not saying he's going to be Dan Marino after his Achilles, or even before, because Dan was what you call statuesque. Dan did not move. Dan didn't like to get off his spot when he got to his drop. If it was a 7-yard drop, once he hit that 7-yard drop, he was not moving left or right. He barely moved up in the pocket. Now, come on now. We got to be honest about these things. But I think Deshaun Watson would still be better mobily than a lot of people would say, but not as good. But his pocket presence and his pocket and how he can maneuver in the pocket is what's going to benefit him if that was happening. What are you going to do with Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel? See, everybody is just quick. Oh, just cut him. Yeah. Okay. And then what? Because they're going to be on your salary cap. You're going to cut him and then replace. Then you have to replace him with somebody, and the replacement is going to cost more than what they did. You don't have money for it. So what are we talking about here, y'all? We don't have the money for it. Cleveland. Yes, it sounds great. Hey, let's get rid of this person. Let's get rid of that person. But it doesn't work like that because you got to make it balance financially. A lot of people can't even balance a checkbook. I know there's not even a lot of checkbooks out there in the world anymore because everybody does a debit card. But your debit card is your checkbook. Okay? It's just a digital checkbook. And you can't even balance that. But you want to tell a billionaire how to balance his roster, or even a millionaire because it's Andrew Berry's roster. He's a billionaire. So you want to tell that millionaire how to do his job. And I know you might think he hasn't done a great job, and he probably hasn't because he hasn't had first round draft pick for 3 years. And they got somebody else over him, the head of strategy, the strategic officer in D. Bethesda. Nobody knows what his job was, but you want to put that label on him and say, oh, I don't know if he had any hand in the draft, or did he have a lot of hand in the draft? He was over the draft. He was Andrew Berry's direct boss. Come on now. It's not hard. All you have to do is open your eyes and you'll see. And if you look at it, go back to 2 drafts ago and how horrible it was for the Cleveland Browns. Okay. And then the past draft that just passed, Andrew Berry did not have D. Possessor in the room, and look at the draft he made. Now, everybody says he's got to do it again. D. Possessor's not there, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I have this guy on my show tell me, no, the analytics don't say that one. Oh, no, the money is not right with that one, you know. That's what that person was doing. The strategy was, let's get this money this way and this way. He's worth this money, but he's not worth that money. Even though his numbers are better, he's younger, we're going to go with this guy because the analytics says this guy. But see, the analytics does take into account for human mistake. The pressure. What's going on and with the personalities in the locker room. See, analytics don't take none of that. See, all that stuff matters. You know, you can have the greatest team assembled, but if they're crashing in the locker room, they're going to crash on the field. And they're not going to do their job, and they're bickering and backering and arguing. Okay. Now, let's get into the these free agent quarterbacks, okay? Let's just take a peek at these things right quick. Because this is crazy. All right, these are the top 6 potential 2026 free agent quarterbacks. I did a little bit about this before, but I want to reiterate on this because that number 3 guy right there, Cleveland is media is pushing him, but we're gonna get to that again. All right, Daniel Jones projected as the top 26 free agent. Okay, I think Indiana is going to re-sign him, but for a cheaper contract, okay, because he's coming off of Achilles. There's, like I said, there's not a lot of free agent quarterbacks out there. And if Indianapolis decides not to go with him, hello, y'all. My name is Malik Willis. I will come to your dome and throw all over. See, because Malik, you got to remember, Malik Willis played in that division, so he knows a lot of those opponents. Okay, because he was drafted for Tennessee, which is in the AFC South, and so is Indianapolis. They will be in the AFC South. So he's familiar with that conference, and now he's going to be in a dome. So who's in the AFC South? Let's see, that's Indianapolis. That's the Tennessee Titans. That is the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. There's 3 stadiums, and the Tennessee is fairly decent weather through December. So yeah, I do like the idea of Malik Willis going to Indianapolis for this, because I don't know how he's going to come off his Achilles. You know, Daniel Jones was athletic, but he wasn't as athletic as ones would like to make out. He couldn't move, and if it was there, he'd take it, and that was smart. But you guys got to remember that Achilles it hampers people, man. It hampers people, even the best athletes. Even Kobe was hampered after his. Then you got 42-year-old next. You got 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. What are we gonna do? There was a lot of national media out there complaining about Aaron Rodgers last year, saying every throw that he made that was completed was somebody else's fault and it wasn't Aaron's fault. Just go back with the tape, the TV copy, and you'll see when they cut to Aaron Rodgers, he's always got something to say. Like he's the greatest ball and most perfect balls and right only where he could get it every time. Like, he doesn't make mistakes, or you know what I'm saying? He'll throw a duck every now and then. Every now and then, y'all don't kill me. I said every now and then, but then be mad when the receiver is getting smacked and doesn't catch it. You know what I'm saying? You go try to do that. I'll throw you ball and you go across the middle against my 10-year-old and see if he smack you and see if you catch that ball, because he gonna smack you if you got the ball or not. And you come across the middle, he's going to smack you. All right, then you got Malik Willis. We talked about Malik enough. We're going to another one. Excuse me, I need a cup of coffee. Powered by John Deere. John Deere, you need to get sponsorship since I got your coffee mug there. Talk to me. jlonersenior@gmail.com. I ain't going to charge you a lot. I'm not going to charge you a lot at all. Now let's add this point to the stage. No, that's me added to the stage. I don't want to see my face. Let's see. What is it? Oh, no. Oh, no. That's inviting the guest to the studio. Oh. Well. Having a little bit of issue here today. All right, there we go. Part 2 of the free agents. Like we said, number 3 was Malik Willis. Number 4 is Russell Wilson. Oh my Lord. Now, Russell can do it, but it's time for Russell to go. And then you got Marcus Mariota. Mariota hasn't been right since his knee injury, honestly. And that's like a 2-inch taller Dylan Gabriel, in my opinion. So that would not be conducive to what you do as a new head coach or first-time head coach in the NFL. Now we're gonna go to these. Now I want to show y'all something, because remember I gave you the definition of a franchise quarterback, right? Now this is what they have as the franchise quarterback, or established for franchise quarterbacks, right? So on the list you have Patty Mahomes, no doubt about it. Josh Allen, I'm iffy on that. Now by definition, over 5 years you could build around him, but what are you building around him? Because you got your one receiver a couple years ago, and Stephon Diggs. The receiving corps you have there is not good. James Cook can only can only do so much. Josh Allen, you have to stop turning the ball over and crucial situations. You have to learn to throw the ball away in parts sometimes, man. That's fine. Ending your drive in a kick is what it's about. It's not a pick or a turnover. Then you got Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. Definitely. One of those two players have been to the Super Bowl. One of them is a 2-time MVP. You can build around them, but they're both. Everybody on this list, these top 4 so far, all except Patrick Mahomes. If you don't do it in the next 2 years, they're moving on from you. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, I think you might move on first, and that's the end of this upcoming season. I don't think it's either you or Zach Taylor getting moved on from. Either you or Zach Taylor, because something's got to give. It'll probably be Zach, because they're giving you so much money, Joe. But you won't see the end of your contract if it continues to be the way it is, in my humbled opinion. I know my opinion doesn't count for much, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway because that's what this show is about. Oh, excuse me. Now here's part two of that because there is a part two to it. You got Justin Herbert, the most overhyped quarterback in the league. It's Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert hasn't gotten out the second round of the playoffs. I don't even think Justin Herbert's ever been out of the first round of playoffs in his 6 years in the NFL. Dak Prescott. That's what you call robbing church's money. The collection plate. Yeah. Dak Prescott is robbing the collection plate. Dak, you are an borderline elite quarterback in the regular season because your offensive prowess in the regular season is it's nice, man. It's nice if you stay healthy, but y'all are overhyped. I don't think I'll ever see the Dallas Cowboys back in the Super Bowl in my lifetime, and I'm over 50 years old. When I saw their three, I don't think I'll see it again. I don't think Jerry Jones will see a Super Bowl in his lifetime. He goes to one by purchasing a ticket, or he holds it in his stadium. Jordan Love, you're not a franchise quarterback, and you never were. You never were. You will be traded from there the next 2 seasons. Jared Goff, you took one team to the Super Bowl on your first contract, and on your second contract, you took a historically struggling franchise to the furthest place they've been in 40 years, and that was the NFC Championship game 2 years ago. And Matthew Stafford, you're just first ballot Hall of Fame. You know, because of the work that you did on a struggling, where all you had was their reception, Megatron. But all you had was Megatron. Wow. You didn't have anything else there. Johnny didn't help you. Oh, man, there we go. Oh, maybe it was just bad coaching. But I can't say that. Well, I know Wayne Fontes bad coaching. And Schwartz just didn't understand offense. And when I mean that, as to coach it, as to put it on the field, he understood offense to stop it, but not to make it run the ship, to drive the car, in my opinion. Okay, and I think that's why he didn't become the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Now, I know this was a little similar to one of the podcasts I did about the free agent quarterbacks, but I have to go back and give you another part of it because it's just crazy to me how the national media will tell you something and your eyes don't mean it, but they want you to believe it and say you're stupid if you don't believe it, but don't say you're stupid, but act like that. And then when it comes out that they were wrong, they will never say they were wrong, and I won't say they will never say it. They're far and few between that they will admit that they were wrong about their take on an individual player. But what they'll do is they'll just talk about them horribly so they can get ratings. See, everybody talks about our views, our clicks, but see, but the big media, they do the same thing, but they just call them ratings. So they'll do these things for ratings or views and clicks. Okay? So don't let them fool you because they use the word ratings over views and clicks. It's the same damn difference. The same damn difference. All right, y'all, that's my time for you today. I hope you enjoyed another edition of the Coffee Podcast. I am your host, J. Lo Sr. Please take a second and hit that like and subscribe button and become a subscribed one YouTube, and X at not at J Loner, I'm sorry, at Pot of Coffee 1203 on YouTube and on X. If you want to email me, please feel free to email me at jlonersenior@gmail.com. Please give me all your questions, comments, and concerns. With that, I bid you adieu and wish you guys a great and prosperous day. Peace.